Are we starting?
Okay, let's do this.
Yeah, here we go. I'm pretty excited.
5, 6, 7, 8. Side hustle. When you have a job, but you need another job, it's a side hustle.
That's Chelsea.
That's Sarah.
Are they famous?
No! Side hustle. But we have worked a lot.
Yeah, Broadway,
Las Vegas.
TV, film,
And so many jobs in between. It's a side hustle. Because the hustle is real.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, man.
Hello and welcome. You guys, it's the Side Hustle.
Live for
Live.
your eyes.
Why should your ears have all the fun?
You always
Guess
say
what?
that.
This whole time we've had faces.
Yeah, the real
And
faces.
arms and legs and bodies wearing very uncomfortable clothing.
Oh, not me. I just ripped my jeans.
Yeah, she's so edgy.
Yeah.
She's not like most moms.
No, most moms choose Jeff. Hey, that's Chelsea.
And that's Sarah.
And this is the Side Hustle.
That's right. This is a comedy podcast all about jobs.
God damn it, Chelsea.
Oh, Sarah, I'm sorry. Not in front of our friends.
I can't. I'm just disappointed.
Oh, that's the worst kind.
I know.
Like a silent disappointment. Just cry one tear at me.
it's
Stop,
not
I
even one
can't.
tear. I just have to do this.
Wow. Oh, God, I did it again. Okay, not just any jobs, but those jobs that you have to work when you're trying to get the jobs you want.
You know, showbell's job.
Remember showbiz?
6, 7, 8.
Give them the old razzle dazzle. Hey, kid, you should be in
Yeah.
show business.
All right. I will.
Sure, that sounds great.
Is it coming back?
Is there a 401k? No?
No.
Still okay.
Great. Sign me up. Listeners, we're so excited that you tuned in live.
You guys, sit down.
Yeah.
Take your pants off.
Get a drink.
Or a burrito.
Get a burrito.
Wrap yourself in a
Wrap
blanket
yourself
like a burrito. That's
burrito.
my favorite thing to do.
Yeah, if you're on the East Coast, it's 10 o'clock,
Yeah,
so
it's
you should
late.
already be drunk. We are going to be
warmer brandy.
hilarious. And if it's 7 o'clock and you're just getting started, good for you.
Yeah, there's no rules here.
No. Oh, there is one rule.
Oh, yeah. We always say this is a no-line podcast. You can't tell a lie.
It's truth
So,
only.
yeah, truth only line. That's why I was truthful when I was like, I'm so uncomfortable wearing a tucked-in shirt. My body is used to a blouse.
Yeah.
Like a swinging, like a...
You look
Like a
gorgeous.
mama. Oh, thanks. I
You
took a
look
shower.
gorgeous.
Thanks.
Good for you.
You know, just it's for the fans. I was like, they're going to look at this face.
Yeah.
Why not zhuzh it up a little with a
We
gloss?
do it all for you.
And a
Yeah.
all for you, Damien.
Yeah.
We already talked
We
about
did
that.
this.
It's
We
the
did this
movie
once
that's
before.
terrified me my whole life, The Omen. You guys, we have such an incredible show. We are so glad you are right here with us. We know that you have we have some new listeners, so we're going to get right to it in just a few minutes. But
Yes.
before we get started,
Yes.
we wanted to address what's happening today. A few hours, a verdict came down, guilty on all counts for the murder of George Floyd. So we want to take a moment because we know this is just a small step and towards accountability, but we just wanted to share our deep grief and that the violence is still continuing. And so Sarah actually prepared an incredible statement from us here at the Side Hustle, and she's going to read it because we want to get it right because this is important and matters so deeply to us.
Because if I improvise this, it will go badly.
Yeah.
We're choosing today tears of relief and joy for the verdict that at the very least acknowledged George Floyd's life matters. We know this is a small victory and it's difficult for so many others who did not get this verdict in the past, but let's continue to say their names and create a world where we can stand together and love and equality matter most. So
That was wonderful. Thank you, Sarah.
thank you.
Yeah. And we stand as always as allies.
Yes.
Show's over. Thanks so much, you
And
guys.
we're out.
Wow.
Okay. No, it didn't feel as allies. It doesn't feel right to just be like, oh, that happened. Like we need to
No.
acknowledge it.
Absolutely. And that being said, we are just so grateful that you're here with us today and that we hope that this will be just a little moment of laughter and fun and celebration for you all.
Yeah.
And oh my gosh, we know that we have some new listeners today, like I said, because we have a special guest.
That's right.
And so if you're brand new, you might be wondering, what is happening? Who are you? Where did you come from?
So
What are
we
your
have
people
we have
called?
all the answers for that. But Chelsea and I work, and we're here at beautiful Show Creator Studio in Las Vegas,
That's
Nevada.
right.
And this is where we met and fell in love. And we can touch now because we're
Oh, yeah.
fully vaccinated.
Another reason to celebrate. We're going to be spinning the bottle with all of you. As long as you're vaccinated.
Yeah.
So do your part. Get vaccinated.
Like literally fully vaxxed.
Yeah.
We are 2 shots in, all the weeks done.
Yeah.
We are
It feels
ready
good. We keep
to
saying,
kiss your face.
yeah, I didn't know what you were going to say. And I was like, wait a second, maybe after dinner. Yeah. So we are just like so happy that you're here with us.
Yeah.
And if you are brand new, like Sarah said, we've worked in Vegas for a really long time. And we had a conversation a long time ago, like even before the apocalypse, about how we've done some weird stuff for money.
Yeah.
Like no matter where you are in entertainment, whether you've like been on TV or like movies or Broadway, at some point you've also worn like a giant costume and a name tag.
Yeah.
And also had like maybe like
A sense of shame.
yeah.
Yeah.
Deep sense
deep
of like,
sense
where
of,
did
like,
I go wrong?
why? How
What
did
happened?
What got me
Is
here?
it too late to take the LSTAT?
Is $200 really worth what I have just put myself
And the
through?
answer is always yes.
It's always yes,
$200
because
is like a good time.
Now we do it for you. Now we do it
Yeah.
for this podcast.
Hashtag for the pod.
Always for the pod. And so as a side hustle today, actually,
Yeah.
I did a side hustle today.
What? Just right now, like before the show?
Yeah, before the show at 4 p.m.
That's like moments before we started.
I know.
Did you go with your lip?
No, I didn't have a full lip
okay,
yet.
okay.
I didn't give them a full beat, just a lash.
Yeah.
Hey kids,
Nice.
I teach children's improv online. What? Why?
my
Because
gosh.
that's happened. Yes, I teach second graders improv over Zoom,
I love that.
and it is something. It's something.
That's so great though that like kids are learning it so young because it'll just benefit them so much.
Yeah, in the middle of the podcast, in the middle of the pandemic, not the podcast. In the middle of the podcast,
That's
we
where
got
we are
something
now.
fun for you. In the dead center, I was just like, I was so frustrated, and I was like, So I put this post out that I was like, listen, I don't have any work, and so I will teach your kids online a dance class or an improv
Yeah.
class.
I
Come
remember
to your
that post.
backyard.
I was like, you
whatever.
okay?
Yeah. I was like, no. And then a lovely friend of mine from California messaged me and was like, hey, I'd love to take you up on this offer. So I started teaching children improv over Zoom, which the first couple weeks was like, this is awesome. And now I'm like, we have 2 weeks left because we got to wrap it up.
What like are they going to graduate? You're gonna be like, and you've learned it. You improved.
And I said, yes, and you can go.
Are they getting it? Are they like having fun? Are you just
It's
playing
really
like
hard
the game?
because you can't.
Yeah.
It's like zip. Who are you zipping to?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you can't do improv. I mean, it is. I've done some fun games. I will tell you the one game that I changed. You know that when you take a tissue and you make it a mustache or a bow.
Yeah,
or
I
a
can't pay
thing,
the
and they
rent.
say, yeah, you must pay the rent. I can't pay the rent. I made them. I taught it to them, and then I had each of them take it as a character. Like you're
cute.
the That was really fun. And what was really fun was one of the girls was like, I'm gonna be the landlord, but she's the lady. And I was like,
yay, that's
yes,
good. Well,
she
I was going to say
is.
I could do that right now from the pandemic because I have a mustache.
which my theory is
What?
that from the masks. Okay, when I was about 4 or 5, I put a bean in my nose. Yeah,
Is it still there?
it's
Did
not
it
so-
grow into a stalk?
No, but I was like, in arts and crafts, and I don't know why, but I just stuck a bean at my
you
nose.
do stuff like that when you're a
And
kid.
then my mom picked me up from school, and I was like, and trying to get it out. And she said, "What's wrong with you?" I said, "My nose." And she like had to coax it out of me. And then she couldn't get it out. So took me to the doctor. It grew because it's a moist,
How
dark
long was it up
place.
there?
That's just a few hours.
But it already
It
sprouted.
had already started to grow.
All this time I've been trying to sprout avocado. I've been doing it wrong.
You got to put it in your nose.
Up
Yeah.
the old.
Just open it up,
Snoot.
shove it in. I kill plants, but I can keep beans living inside my nose for
She's growing
days.
sprouts right now. They're so crunchy on salads and sandwiches.
Oh, you need something for your salad? Gross.
That makes
Okay.
me feel really weird.
Okay, but my theory is that masks
Oh, yeah.
are making all the hairs in my nose and my face grow more because I'm breathing, so it's dark and it's
like
moist.
incubating your
Yes.
face.
Besides all the,
But look
the
how shiny and
acne,
beautiful that hair is. You could beat it or braid it. It's beautiful.
I put it on a salad.
Rapunzel, let down your long hair.
Okay, so that's just like a side hustle I
Yeah.
had. How about you this week?
Okay, so you guys know last week, because we had to reschedule this live show.
Oh, right, because we were going to do this last Tuesday,
So-
but old Bookie Pants got a real front hustle.
You guys, I am different now. I have worked in Hollywood. I'm wearing a tucked in shirt.
Yeah.
Who am I?
I don't know. I don't know
Please
you anymore.
call me Miss Reed. Don't look at my face. Just kidding. So we had to reschedule, but then I actually had another side hustle. I worked. So I was hired to MC a really big blackjack tournament in Las Vegas.
'Cause that's a
the
thing.
thing.
That's a thing.
So like a million years ago, your husband, Matt Donnelly, friend of the podcast,
Fop,
real friend in real life, and our husbands,
Yeah.
brother husbands. He told me that talking on a microphone is a superpower. And I was like, at last, finally. Like, I can't multiply, but man, I will not stop talking.
That's why Matt Donnelly has 3 podcasts.
Yeah, exactly. It feels good. It feels good. I mean, I like listening to my voicemail. I'm like, whoa, look at this. Listen to that voice, like honey. So I
Silky.
like had a little bit of training, which was basically like blackjack is super serious. You know, because I MC slot tournaments. We talked about that before on the podcast, where it's like literally rich people get together and like press a button and try to win money.
Yeah.
But it's like really upbeat and you're trying to like inspire them and they're like, don't give up. You got this.
Wait a minute. Are you the Peloton instructor of slot
Yeah,
tournaments?
and I'm wearing a sports bra. Like, I don't want any movement. No.
You can do it.
No, I'm
Believe
wearing
in
a
yourself.
business
Pull that lever.
Yeah, well, now, you don't pull
you don't
anymore
pull
because
levers,
it's
right.
2021. You just
don't
press a
know.
button. But yeah, you try to like inspire them. You don't want them to get discouraged because the reality is sometimes they've paid like $10,000 to be in this competition.
Vomit for a
Yeah,
second.
it's gross.
And beans.
But and a fully sprouted olive tree just came out of her nose. It was beautiful. So this is different because it's blackjack and like table players are super like superstitious.
got,
They're
like,
serious.
troll
They don't
dolls
want.
and-
Yeah, exactly like that. So I go and I'm like prepared to be like, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Park NGM. We are playing 12 hands of blackjack. Like you just have to basically say the rules.
I love your blackjack.
Oh, that's my my blackjack voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
And-
not Jack Black, but it's Black
yeah,
Jack.
it's just like that.
Yeah.
And so I was like super soothing, but you have to go through the rules because if you get it wrong, this is where I get like paranoid because you guys know I have that fear of developing like 12-year-old Tourette's.
Also fear of children living in your closet. But
I have ghost children.
Ghost
and
children.
yeah, but like, you know how I'm afraid I'm always going to be like diarrhea, like at the worst moments. So this was like my personal hell because I was like in a suit and I had to be very like, these are the rules. This is the money you're going to win. After there's like a chip count after the 11th hand. I don't even know what this means, but I'm saying it like I know it because that's the secret in
you
life.
sound serious.
Yeah, I don't know anything. I just say things with authority and people do what I ask.
It's great.
I don't know what it is.
Superpower.
It's these shiny teeth. Yeah, but no one can see them anymore. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
so then we did the 11th hand and then there's a secret bet. And then these guys were like winning like $50,000. It was nuts. So then I'm going through the day and I'm like, wow, I'm being so great. I'm being so serious. I'm like not doing anything weird. And then with like the head, like executive of Park MGM comes up to me and was like, hey, you know what, Chels? I saw Magic Mike. Do you think you could like tell some jokes? And I was like, what? At the blackjack tournament?
Like he came up to you like you,
Yeah, I just want to know like maybe I could like
was he specific? Like
No.
knock knock.
It was there. 21, count to 21. That's blackjack. The end. Like, no, I don't know.
gotta
He
work
just
on
like
your blackjack
asked if
joke.
maybe I could tell some jokes. And I was like, oh, really? And then I was like, oh, I was told that like they really don't like a lot of talking. And like, really, even though it's 2021, people are still like, a girl. Like, they want like a soothing man to be like,
Oh, interesting.
hello, play your cards. So
Today's your day to play
yeah,
21.
you know what? I hate girls. Deal them up. Yeah. So they asked me to do jokes, and I was kind of like, oh. And he was like, yeah, just get the energy going. I was like, yeah. So then I just kind of like talk louder and faster, and they liked it.
Well, that's a good way to get energy up. I always say louder, faster, funnier.
Oh yeah, I left out the third part. I just went for like volume and speed. I'm like, ladies and gentlemen, we're playing 12 hands of blackjack, like that. But then they loved it, and they told me I did a great
You
job.
were like the Micro Machines guy.
yeah,
Do you
that's
remember
my
that guy?
dream. Like monster truck guy.
No, there was a Kurt. Well, no.
Oh
Our
yeah,
guest
from the
will know.
80s.
Yeah,
I
where he
didn't
was
watch
like,
TV. You know this.
Micro Machines.
I was raised in a house with like PBS
Oh,
and
yeah.
like homeschool.
It was a good commercial for cards. Okay, but speaking of our guest,
Do we have a guest for you? This guy is incredible. He's been
Oh, yeah.
Sarah's friend for years and years.
so many years. Fun fact: I said it today on my Instagram. I signed up for level 1 improv at the People's Improv Theater in New York City. And I had the choice between 2 instructors, Matt Donnelly and Kurt Braunohler. And I could not pronounce Kurt's last name. So I went with Matt Donnelly. Kurt, we could have been married by now.
So did you think that was going to be like the first class? Is like he was going to go around and make each student say his name and that was improv? Wait, I haven't taken it. Maybe that's what it is.
I don't know. I did end up in Kurt's class after all. And,
Okay, good.
And I'm
He
not
didn't
going
make
to
you do
say
it?
I'm not going to say who was better, but he did make me say his name like over and over.
Oh man.
Get
You
it
guys,
right.
you've seen him on The Good Place.
Yeah.
You've heard his voice on Bob's Burgers.
Yeah.
You've seen him in so many commercials.
He's in everything. He does it. He had a Comedy Central special.
A real live special on
called
Comedy
Trust
Central.
Me, which is if
So
you haven't
funny.
seen it, I'd say pause
You
and go,
don't pause
but don't
this.
pause this.
Just finish
'cause it's
watching
live.
it.
Just finish
Drink it
watching
in.
it. Yeah.
Eat your burrito. Then watch Kurt's incredible special on Comedy Central.
He is a co-host of the Bananas podcast.
That's right, on Exactly Right Network.
That's
so
right.
funny.
So
Ladies
wonderful.
and gentlemen, we are so excited to welcome
Kurt Braunohler.
Oh, you brought me out with Bruce.
Yes,
That's so
I
great.
did. I did it.
Oh,
Hi,
I love
Kurt.
it so much. Hi.
Hi, thanks so much for coming.
Oh my God, guys, I have to tell you, I taught improv to second graders as well.
What?
Yes. Years ago in like Westchester, I would take the train
Ooh.
every week to Westchester when I lived in New York City and teach second graders improv. I've found that they don't know how to do anything other than, like, if you tell them to be animals, like, that's all they can do. Like, and
Oh,
they would
nice.
love to do that.
Which is an hour of
probably-
animals.
Yeah, which is probably your
Sounds
dream
like
class.
my kind
then.
of class. Yeah.
That's kind of, I feel like, the way you taught anyway.
Yeah, kind of. I learned a lot during that time.
No, I'm teaching them over Zoom, and I'm telling, like,
Ooh.
it is something else. Like, actually, today was one of the days where I said, just go. I'm going to everybody turn your screens off. Go get something in your house that's your prop that influences your character. Change your screen name, come back, and then I just let them go.
And then you just logged off.
And then
You were
I
like,
just,
and
and then I just let them talk as these characters with their screen names. And
Oh, that's
Oh,
great. Oh, that's so smart.
that is good.
And they can. That's very cool. Good job.
thanks.
My little baby niece takes a musical theater class
Yeah.
over Zoom, and every once in a while, the instructor will like unmute everyone so they can, and it just is like this cacophony of like and then she'll like remute, and it's always like terrifying. Where I'm like they do affirmations like I am smart, and it's like it's
God, yeah.
terrifying.
No, I do make them do crazy eights, but I tell them to stay muted, but I tell them to do it loud in their house. And then I tell them by the time they get to one that I want them to scream like something terrible is happening so that their parents run in the room.
This was her last class.
I'm sure the parents love that.
Yeah. I get paid the big bucks for that.
Oh my gosh. Well, we are so excited, Kurt. Like, and our listeners at home, we don't know each other. But when I
Yes,
found
that's
out that
correct.
you agreed to do the podcast, I went on like the creepiest, deep Google dive. So now I know too much about you to where it feels like weird. Where I'm like, one of 8 children from New
I am.
Jersey, 6'4", used to go to Michigan in the summer. Like, this is too much. I know too much. It's gotten
I don't
like too
even know
bad.
where that. I don't even know where that information is housed on the internet. Like, there's.
Oh, he looks like an angel when he sleeps.
It's actually, it was just Chelsea like outside your window for the last 8 weeks.
No, and this is the thing too, because it's in your stand-up, and he talks about being breastfed.
Oh, yeah.
Which
Oh,
I just
yeah.
have to say, like, my mom was a La Leche League leader, like the most like
Oh.
passionate breastfeeder. We were also breastfed, like we were tying shoes and like breastfeeding.
How old? How old did you breastfeed until?
So not to 5 like you. You beat
Oh no!
me.
So 5 is. I found 5. I recorded that and then I played it for my mom, and she was like, "You were not 5."
You were 6.
She's like, "You were 3, 3.5," and I was like, "Still old enough to wear a
Still?
suit?"
No,
Yeah.
I was 3, but this is what I was going to tell
Still
you.
old enough to literally be asking for it.
Yeah.
Mother, may I please have your breast?
Well, and
Yeah,
I'm 38, and I'll
Yeah.
be in public, and my mom will like, if we see someone breastfeeding, my mom will go, "Look, Chelsea, nummy," because that's what I called it. And so then we have a moment of like, yeah, nummy, nummy.
That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazier than the 3.
Nammy, nammy. And now I think that, like alone by myself, I'm like, look at that baby drinking that nummy. What? Oh no! Why am I doing this?
Oh my
mom's
gosh.
watching
Oh,
too.
Oh yeah, I know. Our moms are watching. Okay, so Kurt, I mentioned, hey, do you have a side hustle you wanted to talk about? And you said you had one, but it's you couldn't get into it.
It was just such a long story. So I had like okay. So when I first moved to New York City and I first started improvising, I was working at a TV production company where I was the office manager.
Oh.
And the production company made commercials, and it was actually like a sweet gig. Like it was office on, if you guys are familiar with New York City, on Houston and Broadway, looked out onto Soho. It's now a Bed Bath and Beyond. And it was just like
Everything
beautiful.
is a bed.
I sat in a giant circular window just looking out onto all like the beauty of Soho. And but then I saw Fight Club, and I hated Fight Club so much. And I think it was like at the time I really like considered myself like I was 23, you know, and I was like, I'm a revolutionary, you know, like that's how I like define myself.
That sounds about right.
Oh, I like
Yeah.
that so much.
And I saw Fight Club, and I was like, you do not associate machismo with revolution. And I was so angry about it that the next day, because I found out there was this new director that directed Fight Club, and his name was David Fincher. And previous to doing Fight Club, he had primarily done commercial direction. And so I was like, this fucking, of course, David Fincher, a fucking genius who's made so many amazing films now. But I was like, this fucking commercial director, that's who makes a movie like Fight Club. And because I worked for a place of a mom and pop shop that made commercials for like fucking like cable networks, you know, I was like, I walked in the next day and I was like, I quit. I cannot be a part of this industry. And so I wanted to become a teacher. I was like, I got to do something. I can't work in this TV industry. It disgusts me.
Oh, man, it really got you down.
Fucking Fight Club affected me insanely. And I have not seen it since that night in the theater that I saw it in Brooklyn, in Windsor Gardens? I can't even remember where I lived. Windsor Terrace. I saw it at Windsor Terrace. I remember walking outside and be like, I can't work where I work anymore. And so I was going to become a assistant teacher, like not an assistant, a substitute teacher in New York City. So I went the next day after I quit, and I like went through all of this business of like signing up and interviewing, and I met all these people. I was like, I want to be a substitute teacher. And they're like, you're going to be great. This is going to be wonderful. And I'm like, I'm so excited to do something important with my life. And then they're like, so we just need to, we'll do your, fingerprints, make sure you're not a criminal. And then I was like, how long does that take? And they're like, that takes about 6 months. And I was like, oh no. I was like, I quit my job yesterday. I thought this is what we were doing. So then I quit. So now I have no job whatsoever, and I'm doing improv at night. And so I can't like get like what I would normally fall back on, which would be being a waiter, which is how I got through all of high school and all of college. And so I was just like really just desperately looking for work. And so I see an ad, and it was like this like, I don't know. It's like the first tech boom in like, it's like 2000, okay, or like 99, 2000 in New York City. And there's a lot of like dumb money around. And I see this like posting, I think it was on the UCB email list. And jump in with any questions. I know I'm just going on a very long monologue on your podcast.
No, I love it so much.
You have us completely like enthralled.
And you painted such a picture. You're like early 2000s. I was like Razor phones. Everyone was on a Razor.
Oh, yeah. Yes. And I'm glad you gave the timeline, because I had a moment where I was like, okay, wait, but when you were working at the office in Soho, did you want to be an actor at that point, or were you?
No, he was just a revolutionary.
Okay.
Were you just?
Sorry. I know he was
revolutionary.
I know he was the non-musical version of Les Miserables, but
yes. Just building barricades everywhere. They're like, Kurt, no, those are our chairs. Bring them back. Ugh.
I didn't I don't think I was thinking about. I was just going to be like an improviser for my whole life. I had like
Oh,
drank the fucking
so
Kool-Aid,
lucrative.
man. You know,
Yeah.
I just remember writing blog posts. I had a blog, writing blog posts like
Oh, Jesus.
improv is the jazz of theater. It is the only art form created by multiple people in the moment at the same time. And I was just so, oh man, I'm just gonna live my life as an improviser. And turns out you
You're-
cannot make any money doing that.
Yeah. Oh, so revolutionary. But okay. So you were just you quit your job. You were revolutionary, and we're waiting for our fingerprints, and it's now the early tech boom.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Dumb money.
Right. I have no money. And then I see at that time, UCB had just an email list. Like it wasn't even a message board. It was just like an email list that everybody would just email it. And anyone who was on the list could email it. That was the craziest part. You would just get thousands of email messages.
Oh my God.
Wow.
And someone put on there that they were looking for a person to play like a mascot for their company. And I was like, I'm in. And I just immediately emailed them back.
Oh man.
I was like, yes. And so they gave me the job.
Say no more.
And what this company was what I'm pretty sure they did is they put reels, like director's reels for productions online, which at the time was like, what the fuck? You're crazy. Because it used to be like, you'd have these like big 3/4 inch tapes that you would have to like send out. And this is like, here's my reel, like physically look at my reel.
Can I get it back?
Yeah. Could you mail it back when I'm done?
Yeah.
I have to make so many of those copies. Also, that was my main job at the fucking commercial.
Hold on, we're getting like a
happening with our audio right now.
Hold on one second, Kurt. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but
In our ears, it's like he is DJ Kurt.
he was just like commercial.
Are you back?
I am
Did we
back.
lose
How
him?
you doing? Is that good? I think
Standing by.
You guys, this is
This is
the
how it
fun of a
goes.
live
Live
show.
theater.
Is sometimes crazy ass shit happens.
Yeah, and like this, you could also say this is intermission, maybe.
Maybe.
Oh, he's
are you
back.
back? Oh,
am I
It
back?
was like
that
yeah.
was crazy. It was like it was a commercial, Ursher, like that.
It really
was
went
like-
on for long enough that it
There was a
wasn't about-
moment of like, is he being like wacky and like I beatbox now? It's been a long year, and then, but then Sarah and I just kind of like, oh no,
Oh no.
this is gone
It
wrong.
is. It's live podcasting, baby. It's
Yeah,
always
baby.
like this.
Yeah, this is what you get.
Oh, it's like jazz.
Okay, so that was your this is like the live podcast is like the improv of jazz of
What?
okay, anyway.
So we're going back to your job. It was
Yes.
your job to deal with the commercial.
Urshel.
That's where we left off.
Again, it was just like dumb internet money.
Yeah.
Where the guy's company, I think actually might have been a woman's company,
Cool.
got for the company was this monkey that had
Not where I was going.
and bright red balls. And it's a
Say-
real monkey. This is a monkey you can look up. If we can Google an image of this monkey, but it's true. He has a blue dick and he has bright red balls. And so what they did, not what they were going to do, was that they had a puppeteer costumer like make a suit for my body. They did a thermo print of my face so that the mask only fit my face. And then it's this monkey suit that cost, by the way, $8,000. Because I asked the guy when I went to go, I was like, how much
Made
does a
with
suit
real
cost? He was like,
monkey
it cost
skin.
$8,000.
That's
What?
And that's 2001, so that's like $1 million today.
Exactly. And I was getting paid $250. And it had a penis on it that could be pulled out to like, so it was like normally it just looked like what the monkey normally looks like with just like this little penis and these tiny balls. But then I could pull the penis out to where it was like a foot and a half long. It was so crazy looking. It was very upsetting. Um,
This
and
was
the
for
whole
TV?
plan is that uh, this guy got me a ticket to this producers gala that happened at the Metropolitan Museum of Art. Okay. And so then and the ticket is $700. It's $700 for this ticket. I have to rent a tuxedo, so I'm in a full tuxedo, and then I have the monkey costume in
No.
a suitcase. And that what he wants me to do is to go into this gala and then go into the bathroom, change into the monkey costume, and then come out like booga looga looga looga, big blue dick is here. And then he's gonna have a photographer there who will then take pictures of me with people who are like in the industry, and then they like give them a like a business card and be like, you can find your pictures at this website, and then the website is obviously their website, right? So
No.
Okay,
I
this is-
immediately started
it's like
sweating.
I am sweating.
Yeah.
I've got sweat. You can see it. I'm already sweating. I'm so and like it's like early prank show time, but not quite because
And you're just by yourself. Like you
and
had
it's not
no
videotaped. So it's like there's you. Okay, so that they actually spent $1,400 because if it's $700, he's got you and the photographer in there,
Oh
Yes.
man.
plus the
Yes.
$8,000 suit. Okay,
plus the
That was good
$8,000
math.
suit, plus paying me $250, and I'm aware of all of the other costs, and that but I'm still so psyched to make
Right.
$250. My rent was $500. I was like, I'm making half my rent in one night. It's
one
gonna
night.
be
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So this is so. I go to walk into the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York City
No.
with
my
a
God.
suitcase, and they're like, "You're not going to bring a suitcase in." And I was like, "Somebody should have thought of this." So they don't let us in with the suitcase, and the guy's like panicking, and he's like, "Okay, we'll just have to do it after party. So just go hang out here, and then we'll leave and go to the after party at midnight." And I'm like,
Oh.
"All right."
Oh,
And
Just
I
go to
am, then like I don't know anything about like this world, I'm like, there's not going to be an after party. What do you? And I just like, I walk in. I'm wearing a tuxedo. I'm 23 years old, and it's a $700 ticket. It is free sushi and open bar,
oh yeah.
and you're at the fucking Met. You know what
And
I mean?
listen,
So
right now, today, as a grown ass woman, I would absolutely for $250 do that because that sounds like a dream.
Yeah.
Just
it
to walk
was.
in and have that sushi and the food and the booze and like
Giant blue
fancy.
dick. Yeah.
Well,
and just to have no one there. There was
Right.
like the public
What?
wasn't there. It was just people who were like at this event. So you could walk anywhere in the museum. It was crazy with a drink, eating food, and like look at all of the art. It was amazing.
Oh, that is a dream.
It was
until
really a dream. And so I get very drunk.
I was just gonna say, free booze and a 23-year-old Kurt can
Yeah.
only mean one thing.
Oh yeah.
So much sushi.
And I did. I ate a lot of sushi and I drank a lot of vodka. And because I was like, in my mind, I was like, there's no way
Right.
what
That you're working.
Yeah, there's no way that this is just gonna be called off. Like it's
Right.
just like he's a
Right.
super rich man who has insane ideas. It's not gonna work. So then midnight rolls around, and I'm pretty loaded, and he finds me, and he's like, "Hey, we're going to the after party," and I was like, "All right, man, whatever." And we walk. It's walking distance. Or no, maybe it wasn't walking distance. I don't know, but it ends up being in like on 44th Street and like 10th Avenue. So way far on the west side where there's all these like big box clubs in New York City and Manhattan, or at
Mhm.
least it was then 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And we go into this big box club and it's like this crazy, nightclub. But nobody's there. So it's completely empty at midnight. And he's like, shit. And he's still like, I think he was just blowing lines in the bathroom. He had to be, because he was just like panicky and had big ideas that were crazy.
Just
and
sweaty.
a costume and is burning a hole in his briefcase. that BOD was just ready to be used.
I just wish, oh man, I want to tell this story more so that we find this guy, and I want his side of it. I want this side of it. Like, there's no way his company was successful, right? There's no way that the Blue Dick Company is successful. Can't be.
No.
Was his name Jeff Bezos?
That monkey was the original
That's the end of the
package
story.
deliverer.
He was bald. One eye was slightly googly. Oh, God, I wish we could find him.
I know.
How can we
Someday.
do that? Okay.
But keep going.
Yeah. So you're at the club.
We're at the club.
Coke was everywhere, mostly in the bathrooms.
I'm assuming he was like, I was just very drunk, and I
Yeah.
was like, oh, so we're waiting for this party to start now. And so then this place was open bar too. So then from midnight to 2, I just drank, I was like, there's no way this is happening. And then at 2 a.m., the place was pretty packed. And he's like, we're on, man. And I was just like, whoa! And I went into
Kurt,
the bathroom.
what time did you get to the Met? Because I need a good timeline here. Like, what time did we walk into the Met? From now, it's 2 a.m. 8 p.m.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. So
8
you're
to midnight
slammed.
drinking at the Met, midnight to 2 drinking at the club. I walk into the bar at 2 a.m. I mean, I walk into the bathroom at 2 a.m. to get into the monkey suit. And I just remember getting like fully naked to get into the suit, which I didn't need to do. Do you know what I mean? Like, I definitely should have kept like underwear on, but I was just like, I don't know if I was just so drunk.
You you got down past the skivvies. You took it all.
Yeah.
Well, you were probably getting into character as well because you needed yours hanging out as well.
The breeze upon the balls.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. And then I just come out, and I am just a drunk lunatic in a monkey costume.
Oh no.
And with this very offensive dick, and just dancing. Like, I just dance with people, and the music's very loud, and it's 2 a.m. Everybody's wasted. Everyone loves it. Everyone keeps grabbing my dick and like jerking it off, and like the photographer's there taking all these photographs. And all I do is dance as this monkey from 2 to 4 in the morning. And the guy is so happy. He thinks it's hilarious. And I'm just like, whatever. But again, it's very intimidating. Like, I'm 6'4", so I'm just like running up to you, like being
With
a
your
monkey
big red balls.
with this
that
giant
dick.
proboscis. But it is like, it's a roaring success. People love it. 4 a.m. The starts like winding down. He's like, all right, get out of here. He gives me my $250 in cash.
Nice.
And I'm like, this is perfect. I can't believe I have this much money. And this is honestly the craziest part. So I'm dressed back in my tux.
Your
Human
tux.
clothes.
Yeah.
And then so I start walking, because I have to go now walk to the train. Because at the time, like, I just didn't have enough money to like take, even though I had $250, I was like, I can't take a cab. Like, cabs in my mind were just like so expensive. You would never.
You were revolutionary, so
I'm
they were
a revolutionary. Yeah, I loved public transport. And so this was just after Giuliani kind of like cleaned up Times Square and pushed all of the prostitution out of Times Square. So Times Square was very clean. And so I'm walking, and then this Lexus, beautiful, very nice Lexus, pulls up right next to me, and the window goes down. And then there's a woman driving the Lexus, and she's like, hey. And I was just like, hey. I'm just very drunk. And I like lean in to say, like, what's going on? Like, what do you want? and she has no pants on. This is so crazy. She just had like a series. It was like a belt. She had like a belt on that was like a series of little metal circles that like kind of covered her crotch. But then when I like looked in the car, she like moved her leg and then she just didn't have any pants on whatsoever.
Oh, the classic.
This is the
Sharon
craziest
Stone.
part of this story. Like if it didn't happen to me, I would be like, this is not true. This is not.
And we didn't even like the fact that you got naked didn't matter. Like you got naked in the bathroom and changed into a monkey suit. I thought something was going to happen there. It did not. So now we are
just layers like an onion.
This is okay.
Oh.
Now we're at the crazy
like
part.
Real life, where there's no big finale other than this weird thing. So she has no pants on, and she's like, "Hey, you want to go to a hotel?" And I was just like, "No, but will you drive me to Brooklyn?" And she was like, "No," and I was like, "Please." And she's like, "No, hop in the car. We'll go to a hotel. We can stop at an ATM." And I was like, I'm in a tuxedo. I have $250 in cash on me. And I was like, listen, I have cash, which I should not have said.
Oh no, Kurt.
But will you please? But it's still, I'm like setting this up. Nothing happens. And I'm like, will you please drive me to Brooklyn? And she just eventually just drove away because I wouldn't stop asking her to drive me to Brooklyn. But I guess that's what happened. Like the prostitution just got pushed into like people would rent
into
really nice high-end cars and just drive around that area.
Without
that area
pants
was
on.
like the Jacob Javits Center was there. So, like businessmen coming off of getting drunk or something. So I've never been propositioned for prostitution in New York City before or since. And the way that happened was after being, this monkey who is also the irony of all of it is that I quit my job at a very successful TV production company because I hated the machismo that I imagined was in Fight Club. And then the very next gig I take is a monkey with a giant dick that I have to run around shoving in people's faces who don't want it there. Like that is the irony of all of it.
And like, did you continue to work for this person?
No, that was the last I heard of them. I think they definitely were like, didn't do a good job. I'm not going to have them be this dick monkey anymore. Or they just went under. Like literally the bubble burst like the next day.
We have to find
Blue Dick Company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blue Dick Red Balls?
It was all hyphenated. I don't know why they failed.
And what were they selling? What was the product?
It was just that directors could put their reels online. Like this was pre-YouTube.
That's what it was.
Yeah, like it was pre-YouTube, so it was literally like a little QuickTime box would pop up, and it was like the size of a postage stamp because that's
all
what
that
could be like handled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I love that. That's the best.
See how I couldn't just describe it in one word?
No.
I have known Kurt for a while, and Kurt has incredibly crazy and fun stories. Kurt is also a person who, what did you put on the billboard? You bought billboards and put.
I didn't do billboards. I paid a skywriter to write "How do I land in the sky."
Oh my god!
Just one of my favorite things ever. But so like weird and crazy things happening to you, sending me a text being like, I have something, but I can't really explain it. I'm like, great, we're in for it. Perfect. This is exactly what I've been waiting for.
So and then I never became a teacher. I got a job.
Did your fingerprints come back negative?
6 months later, turns out as I knew, I wasn't a criminal. And then I got a job fixing computers for 8 years.
What?
For 8 years. Yeah.
Oh, I thought maybe you had a taste of the high life and you're like, no, I need more of that yummy Met sushi.
Yeah.
I was trying the whole time. But like 6 of those years were like, I'm going to make money doing improv. And it was like, wrong. So then I had to like start over with stand up and sketch writing. which I did at
I-
29. I started
Yeah.
over. I kind of like started my career in comedy over at 29.
Oh, I love that. That makes me so happy.
Yeah. I took your class twice. I ended up taking your level 1. And then everybody in Kurt's level 1, nothing, I think I think Matt might even be watching. Nothing against you, my love. But every single person in Kurt's level 1 like stuck together. Matt is an incredible teacher as well. But Kurt had this like ability and Matt always says he never liked teaching level 1. He preferred teaching he liked that like Kurt would get to them first and like get everybody. Like we did this weird, like theatrical exercise. We're like all like laying on each other. But I remember being like, I love these people. Yeah. And then in your like advanced level, that I just remember sitting back to back with Patty Shepard and like we'd close our eyes for like 8 minutes and just describe what was happening.
It was the craziest class. It was a whole form that happened in the dark. It was all dark, dream based. It was really trippy.
Yeah, he didn't make money doing that. If you can't imagine,
that sounds so fun. Well, this is really good for me because I'm taking my very first.
Chelsea's about to take her very first ever
improv class tomorrow, and it's over Zoom.
Oh,
so I imagine it's going to be in the dark. Like that's the first step. They're going to be like, turn off all your lights. I can't wait.
Oh, good luck. Good luck. That's exciting.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I'm starting my career over at age 38.
I think taking classes is like the most exciting thing you can do.
Yeah, I'm super excited about it. And, we talk about this on the podcast a lot. I have to tell you what just happened. I just picked off my fake nail. And then as I gesticulated, it flew in the air like confetti. And I could have let it go, but why?
This is a truth only podcast.
Hustlers. This is what's happening. Yeah, we talk about this on the podcast all the time. It's like there's like this mindset, especially I think in entertainment, like you make it when you're 25 and then you just are like famous and successful. But the reality is like Sarah and I both worked since we were little kids. And it's really a gift to work and it's really incredible. And so over the years, I've always wanted to take improv and I never have had that opportunity. And so then I was sitting at home alone and I was like, you know what I'm going to do? Sign up at the UCB. And I did it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's kind of the, like, if you want to talk about silver linings in the pandemic is that like, there are opportunities that, I left New York, couldn't take any dance classes. And like, now I take some dance classes online because I can take from teachers that I used to love there.
Right.
And you can take classes and not have to travel back and forth 4 hours.
Yeah.
I can make it in 3.5.
Anyway.
That's pretty exciting. So you like just set up your computer for dance classes and then you're just actually dancing?
Yeah.
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 Oh, wow. That's
I started
awesome.
taking tap classes again. And then if it's hard to do like regular dance classes. So I have to do that in my garage and it's starting to get hot. So I don't know if I'll be doing that again.
Right.
We actually took a dance class together one time.
Oh, yeah.
Which was great, except we like did it and we kind of kept like turning into each other. So we just kind of were like.
Yeah, because sometimes the teachers are like, because Zoom is weird, right? So like right is left, left is right. So you can't like, it's really hard to try to, like they don't explain it. Like they just kind of do it. So you're supposed to do it with them. But of course I'm an overachiever. So a lot of times I'm like, no, they want it with the right hand, And so then I'm just like hating my friends.
It was so good though. Because then they were like freestyle. So we both like just like sandwiched into each other. We're like this.
Kurt, real quick, you and your incredible wife have a project you're working on right now, don't you? Or are you not allowed to talk about?
Yeah, we're writing a script for NBC right now. Yeah.
What?
Yes.
That's so cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can you talk about it, or you're not allowed to?
I usually don't, only because it's
it's in the works.
Not for any like reasons like don't get my idea. More like I don't want to jinx it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I thought it was like
It's
the
called
number one
Fight
rule.
Club, the TV show.
I thought it was like the number one rule of writing a script for NBC is you don't talk about writing a script.
I just would love it so much if it was like a sitcom Fight Club, just because you're just so angry about it still.
Oh, I really want you to rewatch it.
Yeah,
I should watch
really,
it again. I bet you I don't dislike it now. I bet.
Oh, for sure. I bet you.
I am very attracted to Brad Pitt.
In that movie, or just period?
All the time. But like that movie really, I felt like, I was like young, right? But I remember being like, whoa, yeah.
I'm so bad with those kind of movies that I just was like, oh, punches, blood. No, thank you.
Yeah. Made me want to smoke. I mean, maybe that's what happened. I saw that movie and I was like,
yeah.
I know. Smoking.
Oh,
Used
the
to
good
be
old
the
days.
best. It's still the best, but it used to be really great.
Yeah.
I saw a woman smoking at a bus stop yesterday and she was doing it so luxuriously that I had this moment as I drove by that I was like, man, I'd like to smoke a cigarette. And then I was like, that's a weird thought to have. But she was just like really like blowing it out. And I was like,
taking a good drag. Those were the days. Back
remember
in the
that
days.
in your 20s?
Yeah. Now I'm
Was the
like,
best.
I'll try it. Oh God. And then headaches. And then you can't wake up in the morning.
No, by the time I want to smoke a cigarette, I like think I'm great at smoking cigarettes. And then the next day is like, that's the worst thing.
That was the worst thing you could have ever done.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Kurt, your podcast is wonderful. It's so fun and funny. If you don't listen to, not that they absolutely need a plug, but check out Bananas podcast. And it's so perfect. It's they have a great theme song.
Yeah, it's all like weird, wacky, wonderful news stories from around the world. It's so funny.
Yeah,
makes us laugh.
You just had your 1 year anniversary.
Yeah, a banana anniversary.
Yes, we did. We started during the Great Quar, and we just had our 1 year anniversary. It was pretty exciting.
It's so fun. It's so fun. And you and your children are beautiful. And I can't wait till our children can all see each other again.
I know, that'd be amazing.
Thank you so much, Kurt. You're just a dream. I'm so happy we got to meet over this Zoomy kind of thing.
And I hope to be in Vegas at some point in the future when the world opens up again.
I mean, we're getting closer and closer all the time.
Yes,
we can't wait to have you come stay with us, although you're probably going to do a stand-up, so they'll put you someplace fancy.
Ooh.
Yeah. But Vegas is always 7 days. You always have to do 7 days. And I think Lauren will kill me if I do 7 days.
You can tell Lauren that she can come and bring the kids and stay with us.
Oh,
hey.
I like that.
That's
yes.
good. That's a good plan.
Yes, because then I can watch the kids and you guys can go have a night or two.
Oh my God, I love
remember
this
dates.
idea.
What's
Guys,
that gonna be like?
I've got the ideas. Put me in an NBC studio. Fight Club, the sitcom.
She is Edward Norton.
I play both parts. Ooh, no, it's just you and me. Okay. All right, Kurt, we love you so much. Thank you so much for being our special guest today. You're a dream. Check out Kurt's podcast. Be on the lookout. I mean, you have some stand-up shows coming up too, actually, right?
Yeah, plug away.
Oh, yeah. May 13th through 15th in Portland at Helium. And Philadelphia, June 17th to 19th, also at Helium. They're all socially distanced. They're like at a third capacity. So really nice and spread out. And it'll be really fun. So come on out. 50%. 50% of America has their first shot. Come on out.
Oh, it's such a good feeling.
It feels great. And if you haven't gotten it yet, go do it. What are you waiting for? Everybody's allowed now.
Yeah.
16 and up. Yes. And if you're under 16 listening to this, I'm so sorry about all the dick stuff.
Oh, yeah.
That's life.
That's life. Okay, thank you so much, Kurt. We love you. Ladies and gentlemen, Kurt
Love
Braunohler.
you.
Bye. See you later. You guys, we are so glad you decided to spend some time with us tonight.
Oh my God.
Or today. When are you listening?
Yeah,
I don't know what time it is.
maybe they're not tuned in live. That's okay if you had something to do. We totally understand.
I don't.
Yeah, Chelsea's gonna hold it against you.
Pissed. Oh, such good side hustles. And I just love, again, Kurt is someone that people know and look up to. And he said, he kind of started his career over again at 29. And so that's just a great reminder to all of us that it's never too late to try something else and take that class and go and do this and write Fight Club. You can do it. The world's your oyster. Put on your monkey suit.
And I remember,
grab your blue dick.
I remember him grabbing that blue dick. No, I remember him, it wasn't, now he's getting these great stand-up gigs, but I do remember how hard he had to work and how much time and effort he put into it, And so it doesn't, my mantra for this year, of course, I've told you, is you can't cheat time. So it's important to just put the time in, take the classes, just do it, get vaccinated and then go out and take a class.
Yeah.
Have fun.
I love that advice.
You
I think
can do
that's
it. You
great.
can do anything you want.
This is what I say to the people in the slot tournaments.
Yes.
You can do it. Press that button. You are lucky.
Yeah, I would actually get your fear if I was ever emceeing because I'd be like, you can do it, just fart.
Well, that was me at the blackjack tournament. I was
Oh, yeah.
very professional. I was like, all right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to blackjack.
I love your blackjack voice.
Oh my gosh, you guys. We are so glad you spent some time with us here at The Side
Yes,
Hustle. Thanks for
thank
tuning
you.
in. Be sure to check out our Instagram
Yes.
at The Side Hustle Pod. We are sharing so many hilarious pictures and videos. If you have a great side hustle that you want to talk about, DM us. Slide into those DMs.
Slide into our DMs.
Just do it.
Do it. Stay in touch. Please like, listen, subscribe. If
Oh,
you want to
yeah.
leave a comment, 5-star reviews,
Like
all the
affirmations. Like, you
things.
guys are great.
Because, you know,
Don't ever
we're
change.
just here trying to make the side hustles happen for you. We're trying to get the gigs.
Yeah.
And then, you know, worldwide domination is next.
Yeah, I can't wait. I'm so ready to become America's sweetheart. We've talked about this before.
Yeah,
You
but that
guys-
doesn't happen unless you give us
Unless you
5
like
stars.
listen and subscribe us. That's the only thing holding us back. We are this close.
We're, I mean, on the precipice.
The cusp.
Yeah.
Ugh, that word creeps
You don't like
me out.
cusp?
I don't know. It made me feel dirty.
Cusp?
Like there's too many consonants. Like cusp. Like, ugh. I just did AMSR. Is that what it's called? AMS. Anyway, I like got way too close to the mic and I did a P. Sorry, everybody.
I liked it.
There's only one thing left to say.
That's right. And that's
keep hustling.